Yo, what's going on, everyone? Basically, yeah, there's a lot of things that I've been wondering about, because recently one of my brethren has gone and married a buff thing, like religious thing, and she's buff and religious, so she prays 5 times a day. She's very religious, and this guy is not religious at all, so he doesn't pray at all. So I'm thinking to myself, right, this guy is lucky for Allah giving him a very religious chick, because you know they say a religious woman is more precious than gold and silver. She cannot be measured with gold and silver because she's far too precious for that, and it's very hard to find a religious woman. So basically, and then I see another brother, I don't want to say his name, even you all probably know him as well. This guy, yeah, he got a flipping chick, and he prays 5 times a day, he goes to Hyde, he does everything, and he ended up getting a chick, and he married a chick that this is Allah every day, and then doesn't pray, and doesn't have a zero deen, and wants to drink and everything. So it's like, this world is mad. Like Pharaoh, his wife was the best woman in the world, one of the 4 best women in the world, because the 4 best women in the world are Mary, Khadija, Fatima, and Asiya, the wife of Pharaoh. So Pharaoh was the worst person in the world, and his wife was the best person in the world. So I'm thinking to myself, how did my brethren get the buffest and most religious chick, and he's not even at all religious? I was getting confused. I was thinking, that's not fair, because the religious person should get the religious chick. Like the one that prays, that's how it should be, innit? Because there's a hadith that says, Al-mu'mineen akfa' ba'dahum li ba'd. The believing women and men they're fit for each other. Do you understand? But at the same time, I looked at the Quran. The wife of Noah, when Noah's Ark, his wife was no good. She got flooded. The wife of Lot, the one that the gays tried to rape the angels, the gay area, Sodom in the Bible, his wife used to put the fire to say, look, there's people, come and rape them. So she was cursed in the Quran. So I remembered that not everyone in this life who's going to get a wife, she's going to be religious like him. So you might be religious, but your wife is not religious at all. Totally opposite of you. Obviously, I'm not trying to say don't get a wife that's not religious. The best thing is to get, because if you choose the religion over the beauty, Allah will give you the beauty and the money. And if you choose the religion, if you choose beauty over the religion, Allah will make you lose the beauty and make you lose money as well. So you should always try and get a woman that prays to God, fears God, knows that there's a God, that prays 5 times a day, because like if you don't pray, it's how are you going to live with this girl? But you can still live with her and marry her. I'm not saying don't, but I'm just saying it's mad, this world. It's confusing. Like you get a waist man getting a buff thing, a buff thing getting a waist man. It's mad. So alhamdulillah, I just wanted to mention that point, yeah. So at the end of the day, like I said, yeah, the prayer a person who's married and he prays is 70 times than a person who's not married. So imagine, yeah, the ones that are married now, their prayer is 70 times more powerful than our prayers. And they send hadith from Ahl Bayt, I'll say it in English. It says a person that is sleeping who's married, he's just sleeping, it's like he's praying and fasting. Praying all night and fasting all day. That's how much his rewards are. So it's just amazing. Like, that's why I told the brothers out there, if I can come and say something constructive, say something beneficial to the brothers, I say, mashallah, the first thing, there's even a hadith that said, from the Ahl Bayt, they said if the dead were to come back alive, the first thing they will do is get married. I think Ibn Abbas said that. The first thing they'll do is get married. So why are we chilling here without a wife, bro? It's mad. Like, and I know people that are married that live longer, are happier. People that are married, they have less health difficulties. There's so many benefits for being married. So if you got money, there's a hadith that says if someone has money and is able to get married but he doesn't get married, he's not one of us. Subhanallah. So if you've got money now in your pocket, I suggest you go and get married with that money.
Well,
instead of wait.
Money, my brother.
You ain't got money? Huh?
What, is a transsexual woman in Islam?
No, and bruv, that trans thing, I forget that.
No, that's the
I don't know, akhi. I don't even know what's going on. I got confused. My angels got confused. Everyone got confused. Everyone got confused. I don't know what was going on. Everyone got, I don't know what happened, bro. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the brothers out here, we're trying to do this the right way, you get me? We don't want to go to the wrong path. The path of shaitan is easy, innit? Shaitan, what does shaitan do? Yeah. Shaitan says, وَزَيَّنَ لَهُمْ أَعْمَالُهُم. He made their evil actions, he made their evil actions good, like he puts glitter on it. So imagine something evil, shaitan will paint it for you that it's beautiful. Do you understand? To trick you. Do you understand? So like I said, yeah, I said to the brothers, if you wanna save yourself, get married, bro. It's half your deen, bro. That's my advice. And don't do the drugs thing. Stop the drugs right now. Wallahi, man, them bare man died from drugs, bro. Because they can give you the wrong thing, you don't know, they put something inside it, wallahi, you die straight away.
Paracetamol is dangerous for you, cancer drugs are dangerous for you. Cancer drugs kill you more than the cancer, you know that?
Aki, let me tell you something.
You know that?
Which drugs?
Cancer drugs,
Yeah.
cure for cancer, they kill you more than...
I'm talking about basically heroin, I'm talking about the synthetic weed, I'm talking about bare shit, you don't know what...
Cancer drugs, prescription drugs kill you more than anything else.
Cancer drugs?
Prescription drugs kill you more than anything else.
What, prescription drugs?
Yes.
Like tranny drugs.
Prescription drugs kill you more than...
All I'm saying.
Like tranny suppression.
All I'm saying, yeah, tranny drugs. That's why I was telling her. I felt sorry for her because she's taking them tranny drugs every day. I was trying to tell her, look, this is wrong. You get me? I feel sorry for her because like she's going through all this pain just for what? For what? God created her as a man. But at the end of the day, coming back to the topic, like there is people that's got jinn inside them. There's people that need exorcists. Have you seen the film The Exorcist? There's people that need the actual exorcist because they got jinn deep inside them, bro. Exorcist is not a joke, bro. You need to come up to them and try to do ruqyah, read Quran on them, try to get the jinn out. But there's a jinn inside them fucking them up. You don't know what the kind of jinn they're dealing with. You need man like Deen to come down and take the jinn out. You get me? Real talk. Because I can do that, bro. I just read a couple of surahs. You get me? I put them on some prescription, some spiritual prescription. You get me? Trust me, bro. Hatta come there, I make them come back on the man will start. Inshallah, mate, I get married ASAP, but I can't even wait one day without getting married, bro. I go crazy, bro. I need to get a wife right now, G. Right now, like inshallah, this tonight, bro.
Don't be so fast.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say, like I said, mashallah, yeah. There's people that why they called Majnoon. What does Majnoon mean in Arabic? Crazy. But it comes from the word jinn, because the jinn can take control of someone. So if you lot ain't seen The Exorcist, subhanallah, know that it's real blood. And them things there that we're seeing, they can be exorcist people. Like they can have jinn inside them. You gotta be. It's a spiritual warfare out here, bro. It's not just physical, like I said. But like I said, the man them that's real is real, innit? The man that's fake is fake. You know that, innit? But mashallah, Allah make all the people that is good.
MistaRax TV.
MistaRax TV. What? How much minutes we got left, MistaRax?
As long as you want.
Oh, subhanallah, MistaRax going like that, yeah. Alright, basically, what I wanted to say, like, to wrap this up really, because I know man them is thinking, oh, Modine talks too much. But when I'm talking real talks, but you ain't gonna hear this on TV, bruv. You get me? Even the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you read about the stories, the history, even like how there was one time he was eating, and a woman, and he was sitting on the floor eating, and a woman said to him, "Why are you sitting like a slave to the Prophet Muhammad?" He said, "Is there more of a slave to Allah than me? I'm the biggest slave to Allah." So he was a holy prophet, the greatest man in the world, but he was sitting on the floor eating like with the humble people. So then she said to him, "Give me some of your food." So he broke some of his food, and she said, "No, give me the food that's in your mouth." And then he gave it to her he gave it to her, and they said, the Sahaba, from that day she ate that food, she didn't become ill till she died. She was healthy, you understand? So there's so many stories about Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and how humble he was, because at the end of the day, the angel Gabriel came down to him, came down to the Prophet Muhammad many times, and he said, "Would you like Allah to give you a mountain of gold? Would you like this? Would you like that?" The Prophet Muhammad was humble. Yeah, Jesus exactly. I've got so many stories about Jesus and the Prophet and all that, but it's too long to say on here. But I can. But I don't know if MistaRax like.
We got Modine.
Okay.
With the wig on.
Yeah, big up.
We got Modine.
Hey, listen. Basically, the angel Gabriel came to the Prophet Muhammad once, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is narrated from the Ahl Bayt. And then the angel Gabriel, his face was changed. Like when he comes to the Prophet in the form of a man, he looked different. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "What's wrong, angel Gabriel?" So the angel Gabriel said to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that Allah opened the gates for hell. I saw it. He goes, He made the hellfire 1,000 years. He heated it until it became red. Then he heated it 1,000 years until it became red. Then he heated it 1,000 years until it became black. And then it will stay black and dark all throughout eternity. And no one will be, and he said, if a little tiny atom, a head of a pin, dropped from hell onto this earth, the whole earth will get burnt. And he was saying about hell so much that the Prophet started crying and Angel Gabriel started crying. So these are all hadiths I'm bringing from the Ahl Bayt and Imam Ali, and it describes hell. And if you knew about hell, you wouldn't be laughing. Even after the Prophet came back from Mi'raj, he never laughed after that day when he saw hellfire. So there's so many hadiths about hell. That's why we should be telling people about hellfire. We should be telling people about the punishments of the grave, the punishments of hell. That's why when you tell people that, they'll stop, they'll think twice before they do a sin. You understand?
Tell Sophia that.
And yeah, of course, inshallah, I'll tell her. She blocked me, bro. She doesn't want to know. She doesn't want to know, bro. As soon as I told her about Deen, about Islam, she blocked me straight away. I'll be honest. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, and then Allah said to the angel Gabriel that I have protected you and the Prophet Muhammad from sinning, so you will not be punished. Allah has protected them from doing any sins. So at the end of the day, so many hadiths about hell. If you read it about hell, you'll go mad. You won't sleep at night. It's so scary. So like I'm just telling the brothers out here, because they think it's a joke. We can die tomorrow. We can die tonight. So if we die and we haven't done nothing for our next life, then what's going to happen? Do you understand? The Prophet, when he used to pray, he used to cry so much. Imagine his prayer. And he was the most greatest man. He didn't need to do that, but he used to do that to be humble to Allah. How many of us cry in our prayer? How many of us cry? Because our hearts are hardened because of our sins and stuff. I'm not trying to say I'm a good person or better than anyone, but I'm just here to advise the brothers, because that's what my job is as a Muslim, to advise. Because they said the best action is to advise. Give advice, not to just keep your knowledge and stay silent. No, advice as much people as possible. Because when the time of the Prophet, when it's raining, the dua is mustajab. Allahumma give me a buff wife with a big booty, ya Allah, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Yeah, a buff wife with a big booty, mashallah.
It's a real booty.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, yeah, I'm joking. Any wife, I don't care if she's big booty or not, as long as she's religious, bro. If she's religious, that is the biggest. They said if someone has been given a religious wife, he has been given the best of this world and the next. Imagine you got a religious wife, bro. You're the luckiest person in the world, in the whole world, bro. So imagine, ya Allah, give me a religious wife. I don't care how she looks, as long as she's religious, mashallah. You get me? So at the end of the day, mashallah, the brothers out here, we know we're all here we're all fighting our battles, we're all fighting our demons, we all got jinns around us. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, you get me? Everyone else that's gonna go home is gonna have mad thoughts from shaitan and that. But it's whether you can beat shaitan and be stronger. That's the way, bro. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, you get me? Man's we're all gonna be in our grave alone, bro. We're all gonna be alone, bro. No one's coming with us. It's a dark grave, bro. You get me? But mashallah, all the brothers out there that's listening, give dawah, stay unity. I wanted to talk about unity as well. I don't want to bore MistaRax. There's hundreds of hadiths, like if I talk to you about them, but I can't be. I just want to say unity. Everyone promote unity, promote peace and love. I'm going to cut now. But like I said, peace, love and unity is the most important thing. And inshallah, all the brothers out there, make dua for me and may Allah make the haqq victorious. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.